miles away from Monrovia. Right. It's bordering with Sierra Leone. And I'd actually live along this river, this lake.
You were born by the river?
I was born along this river, this lake. I fishing along this lake. I swam in it. I did a lot of things here. So it's all with me, no matter where I go, where I do go, it's all with me. I introduced the green from the bottom, and we are still working in green. I put some brown, some ochre shade, some purple, and then we're coming up. I'm still working with the same green. I try to interspread with some shade of blue, and as I'm going towards the sky, I lighten the green, and then I'll give a shade of the same green above. I introduce you to the sky in absolute green, and you wouldn't realize it. It's a trick, it's a technique that I love so much in art.
What I like on the work of Leslie, this is the street pictures, the street painting. This one is showing what vendors. All the day when I'm walking in Monrovia, when I'm driving in Monrovia, this is what I'm seeing from exactly. And so this is the reason why I have selected this one.
Increasingly, as in the beginning of his career, it was foreign visitors who are finding value in Leslie Lumeh's art.
An artist is always an artist.
His art is created here at his house in Monrovia. We are keen to see how his creative process works, and we discover that part of his support network is his family.
Okay. When I start to work, that's the first thing I do. If I'm doing a portrait, if I have to work on a portrait, the first thing I do is to work on the face. Once I'm satisfied with the face, then I can do the rest of the body. If I'm not satisfied with the face, I'm not going to go on. Now the sketch is completed. I'm going. The next thing I do after that is to clean my palette. I always give my palette a thorough cleaning. It's a real person to me. I have, from the moment I received this photograph, it's been with me for weeks now. I've been trying to establish myself with the character. You should know, I need to know the character to the point that even without it, I should imagine the person. But that's how I do portraits sometimes. I just don't go and take a photo and go and enjoy it. I have to put myself into the photo.
When you met your husband, did you think that, how is an artist going to support me? I mean, the real people with money were the warlords, the soldiers. What made you have faith in his work?
Yeah, when we met, I'm from an artistic family also.
Right.
I have a brother that is an artist.
Right.
His friend. Yeah.
It's Leslie's friend.
Yeah, it's Leslie's friend.
Is that how you met?
Yeah, that's how we met.
Through his friend?
Yeah.
And he got his friend's sister?
Yeah.
So you understand the artistic temperament?
Yeah, I understand.
And now that you've got peace, do you think that Liberians understand art? Do they appreciate what he does?
Really, Liberians don't appreciate the art. Only foreigners appreciate the art.
But art alone is not enough to sustain an artist.
You can't just survive on your paint, can you?
Exactly. I do the cartoons for a daily local newspaper.
What's it called?
It's called the Daily Observer.
Oh, great, okay.
Yeah, I do cartoons for them. And I also do some public health campaign for the Ministry of Health.
Right.
And I also do some other artwork for another NGO that's called RRG.
Right.
I do a lot of publicity for them, a lot of public information campaign for them, about paying your electricity bills on time, the dangers, the consequences of power theft, and energy conservation.
After the break, Liberia's master painter gives us a lesson in colors. Back in the studio, the sketch for Leslie Lumeh's latest painting is complete, and it is clear that he works fast.
It looks like the lady has something for some color.
Yes, that has been the idea behind the entire work, to add color to it. First thing was to do the sketch, and then develop the sketch into a complete drawing, and then add colors to it. And that's what I'm doing now, adding the colors.
You talked about character. What character do you see in the current measure on the canvas?
Here. Well, what I see here might be different from what you might be seeing, because this is art.
Yes, of course, but tell me what you see. I'm interested.
This is a lady. It's a beautiful lady. It's an African lady, generally. And she is in a very relaxed mood. But I decided to change the shade, to change the color scheme to a night scene. Because to me, this is a love story. And the only way I can do a love story here was to change the scene to a night scene. Right now, I'm working on her costume. I'm working on her costume. You know, and I use a palette knife to paint. I don't use the brush. I only use the brush when I'm doing watercolor on paper. Or whenever I'm doing oil painting or acrylic on canvas, I use a palette knife, which is, the finished effect of a palette knife has a sharp contrast to that of traditional brush painting.
This is very different from what you were painting during the first days of the ceasefire.
Oh yes. During the days of the ceasefire or just after the war, I mean, I was doing shooting, refugees, displaced people, peacekeepers, and what have you.
But what made refugees and peacekeepers a suitable subject for artistic study?
Because as an artist, you have to be able to translate history that is taking place in front of your own eyes. And the only way I can do that, is to paint what is happening around me. At that time, you saw peacekeepers, people returning home from exile, from refugee camps. And as an artist, I could not ignore that. I have to paint it.
The country Leslie Lumeh now depicts in his paintings, the people, the colors, reflect a changing time in his troubled country's history. But what room is there for art in a nation with more pressing needs?
It's a sad thing to forget about the art. If you don't get the art into this system, everything that you are creating, everything that you are putting up, the people will destroy it because they will not have value for it. Art is value. It's your appreciation for value, for beauty, for life. It's got a sign right there.
The signature is very important to you, is it?
It is. The signature is Leslie. It's what people are looking for. It's like a trademark. My signature is my trademark. Just and this is what the clients are always asking for. Did you sign it? Did you sign the work? Oh, the work is not signed. You have to sign this work. I said it's signed already. Okay.
Was that satisfying?
It is very much satisfying. I like that. Everything is perfect. I like it.
What do you think of it?
It's beautiful.
Is it? He's called it the look.
Yes, he called it the look.
The look, yeah.
The miracle of this nation, developing after years of war, is that the artists have re-emerged. But can art really help to heal Liberia?